Hello. Okay, so this video is only going out to certain people in our Pink Spotlight unit. So this is going to be a pretty candid conversation. Okay, so that means it's going to be good. So I did take some notes. So I wanted to make sure that there were some things that I said. But this is something that's been on my mind, I would say for a couple weeks, but more so for the past few days. Like I couldn't fall asleep last night because I was thinking about what I wanted to say. And I finally just had to get up at like, I don't know, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning and just start writing stuff down because I just wasn't going to be able to focus. And it's a good thing. It means that it's something that I'm really passionate about and I'm very clear on. So we're going to go back a little bit. So after becoming a sales director, I became a director almost 4 years ago. May 1st, 2014 is when I debuted as a director. And I'll be honest, I didn't become a director because there was some fluffy reason. It wasn't because I wanted to help people. That sounds terrible, but it wasn't. It made sense. It logically, financially made sense to move up the career path, make more money, lead them into success. Like it was a win-win, it made sense. And it wasn't until after I became a sales director that I really understood how much responsibility comes with that, because I do have the opportunity, in this platform as a sales director to influence women. And I didn't really, I knew it like beforehand, but it was like, wow, like I really have a huge opportunity to impact how women think and how much confidence they have and how much money you can make. And I was like, wow. And I think I take it seriously, which is why I did write some things down, which is why I do have things in place for you guys to be successful. And so, but I also realized that I'm working with grown women. I'm working with grown women who most of you have probably dealt with things in your life that are a lot harder than getting your Mary Kay business off to a good start. Like maybe you've been divorced. Maybe you had death in your family. Maybe you've had some unspeakable things happen to you. Maybe, you've just had a tough time figuring out how to raise kids. I'm sure I will, or maybe it was an act of Congress for you to graduate from college, or you've had new jobs that have been hard or whatever. It may be something really serious, may not, but we've all had stuff, we've all had stuff. And we've gotten through them and we're still here. So I know that most of those things are probably way harder than getting a Mary Kay business off to a great start. And most of you that are getting this video are new, you're newer consultants. And so part of the reason that requalifying for our second Cadillac is so important to me is because I know that it represents that I have taught a lot of women how to win. I've taught you how to win in your thoughts, like your thought process is going to hopefully a little bit different after spending some time with me and being in this pink bubble than it was before you started Mary Kay. Hopefully your confidence is a little bit higher, not just in Mary Kay, but in other aspects of your life. And I certainly want your financial situation to be improved because most of you, let's be honest, came into Mary Kay for financial reasons, and that makes sense. I did too. And so I want to know that I've done that. And I know that by playing small, if I were driving a Chevy Cruze, if I'm driving a Chevy Equinox, it's not that those aren't good cars. It's not that it's not great. It just means that when you're in a Cadillac unit, it means that you've done more. It's not just more sales and it's not just more team members. It just means that you've influenced more people. And that we as a team have influenced more people. It's not just me, it's not just me. And it's not just even Karen, my future sales director that is in our unit right now, but it's all of us combined. And so I would probably guess that some of you are feeling a little stuck right now. Like maybe you're just like, I don't know, this is really for me, or I don't know where I'm supposed to go from here, or maybe you're just feeling unmotivated for whatever reason. But can we just take a second and think about why you joined Mary Kay? Okay, like why you joined. And so I have this beautiful little binder that I made a few days ago with our unit logo on it. And each of you have your own little tab with your name on it. Isn't that cool? So this is where I keep your sheet that we filled out at your orientation. This is where I keep your new consultant checklist so I can keep up with what I need to help you with. This is where I keep any career chats that I've done for you, those pieces of paper that I fill out at those career chats. So you guys have your own little folder. And it just helps me stay organized. And so I was flipping through it before I made this video and really looking at what you guys said you wanted to gain out of your business, because that's one of the questions that I ask at a career chat. It's one of the questions I definitely ask at a new consultant orientation. And so I made a list of what those things were. And of course, there's a lot of overlap. And the things that I see are, want to quit a job that you don't like, want to have money saved for your child when they're an adult, so that they have money saved. You want to be debt free, you want to have more money in savings, you want to have an emergency fund. Maybe you want to buy a home. You want to have more time with your family. You want to have more money for just your kids' everyday things that they need. You want more money for traveling, to pay off student loan debt. Maybe you don't want your husband or whoever to be as stressed. You don't want them to have to work as hard. You want to work more intentionally to make more money. And maybe you just want more money for fun stuff, for extras, for when the washing machine breaks, for that kind of stuff. And so my goal was to make $1,000 a month. I think you guys know that, but my goal was to make $1,000 a month so that I can move out of my parents' house and get my own apartment. And that was it. And I say that, when I say that was it, I don't mean that that's not a great goal, because it was a great goal and it served me well and I'm here 5 years later. But what I mean is that it's not like I came into Mary Kay and thought I'm going to earn a car or I'm going to become a sales director. Like Karen Bethay, she did, and she's going to have that. But I don't think there's anything wrong with having like a small goal. I know sometimes we say like, oh, my goal's not as big as hers, or I don't want to devote as much time to my business, blah, 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 and that's okay. But let me tell you guys this. Failure was not an option to me. It's not because if I didn't make $1,000 a month that I wasn't going to be able to pay my bills or that I wasn't going to be able to eat. It wasn't that. It was, I came into Mary Kay very clear on why I wanted this $1,000. And so I sat down with my recruiter, who was my director at the time, and that was it. I knew what I was signing up for. And I wanted to show you guys this. I think it's hilarious. And it'd be even more funny if you guys knew who my recruiter was, but she's a mess and she's so funny though. But she knew who she was in front of when she met with me when I was a brand new consultant and I signed my beauty consultant agreement. Still remember going to her house on a Sunday to sign my beauty consultant agreement. And then we went over orientation, a few days later. And so I found my planner that I had as a brand new consultant. I didn't like the one that Mary Kay had at the time because it sucked. They're a lot cuter and better now. So I have my own planner, and this is where Natasha did my orientation. Any of that information look familiar? So you guys all got a beautiful packet, if you recall, at your orientation. This was my orientation packet right here. You see where she wrote the inventory levels and how many departments you get. That was it. And then I was like, okay, 3,600. That's what I did, And then if you want to know what my welcome packet looks like, this is my welcome packet right here. She told me the dates for seminar, which I didn't go to because she didn't go to seminar, so I certainly wasn't going to go. And then she gave me Angie's website, because Angie's last name, her maiden name was Cameron, and she wasn't married when I started Mary Kay. So AngieCameron.com, and it says on here, this is where you'll get your training and your booking and your texting scripts. She gave me the hostess plan, how people earn their free product. That's pretty much it. And I just got started, and so it's funny because I'm so the opposite, because I have everything so structured, so planned, so organized for you guys. Like, y'all got it made. I didn't have an orientation packet. I didn't have a welcome packet. There was no real website. This was Angie's website. It wasn't even Natasha's website, and so, but she knew that I was hungry. She knew I was hungry to make $1,000 a month. She knew that I was clear. She knew that failure wasn't an option for me, and that I was going to go and do the work. It didn't matter what fluffy stuff I had. It didn't matter. Like, I was going to figure it out. I mean, there were times when I had to really scour Angie's website to find stuff, because I knew Natasha wasn't going to know where it was. It was just a hot mess, and I figured it out, and here we are. So this is the deal. I knew that if I did the work, that the results would be there. I knew that if I made the time to make booking calls, if I made the time to come to my success on every single week without fail, if I made time to have faces, parties, whatever I needed to have, and work at full circle, that I was going to make $1,000 a month. And then, of course, I realized what it really meant to work full circle and what it really meant to build a team and to have referrals and to get new bookings. And, I figured all that out over time, but just to even make $1,000 a month, I was so consistent, you guys. I was so consistent, and I was just disciplined. I wanted it. I treated this like a part-time job. What I have heard a lot recently, this is part of why I wanted to make this message, is it's not that you guys don't know what to do, because I know you know what to do, because you got all the resources available to you. And I don't think that's not that you don't know where to find it, or you don't know how to ask for help. It's just that you haven't created non-negotiables for yourself. You haven't created structure for yourself. You're not treating Mary Kay like you guys treat the jobs that you show up to every single day, even when you don't feel like it. I'm sure there are days when y'all don't feel like going to your job at 6 a.m. or 8 a.m. or 8:30 or whatever time you go, but you go anyway, Or I'm sure there are times when maybe your childcare falls through or something like that happens, but you figure it out. Like, you got to go to work, so you go, So if you have that same attitude in this Mary Kay business, you're going to make and do whatever it is that you want to do in this business. Whether you want to make, $600 a month, $300 a month, or you want to walk across that seminar stage in Dallas this year as a brand new sales director and car driver. You know, it just takes making that decision. And what I have figured out, I saw this the other day on Instagram, and I love the way that she put this. I follow a lot of national sales directors on Instagram, and she wrote, when you're in the work zone, you're not in the fear zone. And what she meant by that was if you're doing activity, like if you're working and you're doing activity and you're doing what you need to do, you're not scared. Like you're not worried about not reaching your goal because you know that you're doing the activity to get there. You know? And so, like I said before, I came into this business 5 years ago really clear what my goal was. I didn't know how in the world I was going to get there. I didn't know how good I would be at it. But I just figured, you know what? I'm smart enough that I can read, I can learn, I can be taught. I have amazing mentors. I'll figure it out. It just wasn't even an option. It wasn't like we'll see what happens, or I'll do my best. It just wasn't that. And I think some of your attitudes are that, you know, some of your attitudes are you're waiting and wishing, you know, but you're not putting things into action and really going for it, you know. And it may be, you know, we're not even talking about earning a car or becoming a director. You know, we're just talking about consistently being in front of people to sell products, share the products, and work full circle. But of course, yeah, if you want to move up, if you want to earn a car, if you want to be a red jacket, if you want to become a sales director, you're going to do a little bit more activity than your girlfriend over here who, you know, wants to make $600 a month, and that's okay, you know. But what is stopping you? This is what you have to ask yourself: is what is stopping you? Because there's something. What is stopping you from deciding today, right now, after listening to this video, to make your goal a reality? What's stopping you? Is it that your spouse isn't supportive and he's not on board? We need to get him on board. Is it, you know, a lack of belief? Do you not believe that that's possible? Do you see me or other people and think, well, they can figure it out. They've done it. I know it works for them, but it's not for me. Is that the block? Is it a lack of confidence? You know, it could be kind of a combination of those two things. Are you just not in the habit of winning? You know, what I have found is that there are a lot of women who are just not used to winning. They are used to living and doing day-to-day life, but they are not used to winning. You know, and it's a different mindset. You know, I guess that's really what it boiled down to for me, is I came in with the will to win. There was no question that I wasn't going to win. I didn't know how big I was going to win. I didn't know I'd be sitting here, you know, about to earn, you know, my second pink Cadillac, my fifth car in Mary Kay, you know, but I came into Mary Kay to win at that juncture. You know, I came into Mary Kay to win that specific goal that I came into, which was $1,000 a month. So if you're waiting for the right time or the most convenient time or the best time, it doesn't exist. You know, and if that is your mentality, then you're still going to be kind of feeling stuck or feeling anxious or uneasy 6 months from now, a year from now, whatever, you know. And can we just agree that we are in Mary Kay at the right time? Okay, what I mean by that is this is one of the most exciting times that I have had in the 5 years that I've been in Mary Kay. The last time that I felt this excited was probably 3 years ago when we were on the verge of finishing Angie's national area, and I was, you know, a big part of that. So I haven't been this excited. There hasn't been this much electricity, for me at least, in 3 years. And the reason that I'm so excited is because of the launch of this brand new Miracle Set 3D. Because, well, for one, it's everywhere. We're going to be on Good Morning America. They're going to be on Good Morning America on Monday, on the 14th, to show off this new line. You know, we're in Cosmopolitan magazine. I mean, there's a lot of buzz about the skincare set. It's the easiest conversation piece ever. You know, when I talk to people just out and about, when, you know, people who maybe didn't like the old timeline set as much, or people that I can go back to now and say, well, I know you didn't love the way it made your skin feel before, but why don't you come and try the new one? Just give me your opinion. You know, like, why would they say no? Unless they just hate facials, which some people probably do. They're not going to say no, you know? So are you going to take advantage of the momentum that you have? You know, we have all this momentum building, and it's really going to explode starting like next week when you guys are able, or this coming Saturday when you're able to order the new Miracle sets. You know, and so are you going to let this wash over you? Are you going to let this tide of momentum just wash over you and not take advantage of it? Or are you going to decide, okay, Julianne, you're right. You know, I have been feeling kind of stuck, or I have been kind of having a pity party for myself, or I have had, you know, I have let these circumstances get in my way, blah, blah, whatever. You know, I'm not here to make anyone feel guilty, blame, shame, guilt. I'm not here to do any of that. I'm here to bring awareness. That's what the point of this message is to bring an awareness that I think some of you are in that place. And, you know, let's just think, when you take advantage of the momentum that's right here, right now, you know, with this new Miracle set, then you could comfortably have $5,000, let's just say, in a savings account 6 months from now, or less if you want to. Or you could have $5,000 paid off in debt. Would that be impactful to you? I'm guessing so. You know, or you could be a sales director and have a brand new car in your driveway, compliments of Mary Kay, and compliments of the work that you did 6 months from now, 3 months from now, whatever, And so I know that we are in Mary Kay at the right time, the right place. You're in an amazing national area. You have an amazing national sales director, Angie Locke, who lives not far from the majority of you. Our unit, our Pink Spotlight unit, is in the middle of a huge goal, of qualifying for our Pink Cadillac. So can you embrace the excitement of this launch and of getting women in your life, or women that you don't even know yet that are praying for you to come and find them? Can you embrace the process of making them feel good, with skincare, because I don't think anyone has said to me so far, no one has said to me that they don't like it, and so can you embrace that of giving women the gift of a free facial, of giving them the gift of feeling good, maybe being the only good thing that happens to them all week because they hate their life, can you embrace giving this opportunity, passing this opportunity on to other women who are waiting for you to find them? They're waiting for you to find them because they feel stuck too. It's just that they don't have the Mary Kay opportunity yet like you do, And so when I talked to most of you watching this either last week, when we first started out in May, or I talked to you earlier this week. And, I know today is May 9th, I think, May 10th. And if you're not where you want to be for the month of May, because I'm not, personally, I'll just be honest, I'm not where I want to be for the month of May, but I know it's going to be there because I know that I have the will to win, and I have the will to work, and I have the discipline, and I'm going to do the work, And so if you're not where you want to be with your May goal, whatever that was, you have 21 days, you have 3 weeks, you have plenty of time to make it happen. So can we, you and I, or you, me, and your recruiter, can we work together so that our team wins and that you win? Because by you winning, by you reaching your goal, our team is going to reach our goal as well. And in this email that you guys are receiving this video, I have laid out for you guys exactly how, like, the architecture, we'll say, of the $60,000 that we need in wholesale production between now, today, and June 30th. I have it broken up into what I need to personally do, like what my personal team building needs to look like, what my personal reorder is going to be the next 2 months, what Karen, I have Karen separated because she is a DIQ. She's a director in qualification, and she will debut as a sales director and debut with a car. And so I kind of have her separated. So I have what she's doing personally to reach her goal. And then I have a separate category for her people, for the women that are on her team that will go with her and debut with her in her unit when she debuts as a sales director July 1st. And then, the fourth quadrant is everybody else. Okay, so everybody else would be anybody else who's my personal team member or anybody else who's not part of Karen's team. Okay, and so it's a combination of team building and passing this opportunity on to other women who are looking for one, and it's a combination of the other part of it is you selling the product, is you sharing our amazing product, at Success Night or at parties or whatever it is that you want to do, but it's so doable. So does it make me a little bit uncomfortable? Yes. Are there days when I don't know that I want to go and do the activity or do the work? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. But it makes me more uncomfortable to think about not being able to give you consultants what you deserve at a Cadillac level than not. I would rather go out and sacrifice. We'll just say it's not really even a sacrifice, but I'd rather sacrifice my comfort and go out and do what I know I need to do, what I get to do as a sales director with Mary Kay, to be there for y'all. You guys deserve to be in a Cadillac unit. You deserve to be the best of the best. And we are the best of the best. We just have to earn the title of it too. And you guys can see over here in the corner, that is something that I made, that Cadillac. I know it's not really great because I'm not great at drawing or whatever, but it is a wine design board that I made when I earned my first Cadillac 4 years ago. And it was something that, it was a star party. So Angie took us to a wine and design place and we all made Cadillacs. And that was in January when I was in DIQ. And we earned our Cadillac in September, several months later. So, it has a lot of meaning to me. So I'm ready. I'm ready to embrace what's going to happen in the next 50 some days, 53 days, whatever. Are you? And if you are, I would love to hear from you. I would love for you to tell me, what's going through your mind. Like, what did this message do for you? What did it, what resonated with you? Where do you want to go from here? Regardless of what you've done the first 9 days of the month, I don't really care. We've got plenty of time. Or if I said something that stepped on your toes, you can tell me that too. But Everything that I said is out of love and truth, and that is all I want for you guys. I want you guys to win. I want you guys to make money. I want you to be successful. I want you to have peace. I want you to have financial peace. I want you to have time with your families and not feel like you're just working to just pay bills, you know? So I love you all. If you have any feedback, questions, I would love to hear from you. And I would love to know what you want these next 3 weeks to look like. So talk to everybody soon.